Hi.
Aloha everybody,
Aloha.
it's Pikia and Auntie Lili'u again, updating on Waimea Nui, and we're gonna call Kepa in a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have last week we read a letter that we had received from Waimea Nui, and for those of you who have just signed in or is the first time that you're catching this particular piece of information, the homesteaders in Waimea or Waimea Nui had received a letter regarding Waimea Nui and Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association forming a government-to-government relationship with DOI. So this particular letter, in fact, there were two different types of letters basically saying the same thing but different information. But the date was set for May 2nd. But right after we finished our podcast last week, we got several phone calls from kupunas who had purchased a dinner ticket, or was given a dinner. One was given a dinner ticket, the other one had purchased a dinner ticket for May 2nd at 5 till 9, I think, at Kuhiohale. So these two events couldn't be happening at the same time. So in order to confirm if there was indeed a mistake, I went to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands and talked to the department representative and confirmed that May 2nd is scheduled for a fundraiser, and Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association and Waimea Nui don't have anything on May 2nd. So we waited to see if there was going to be a letter to follow or something to say this has been a mistake.
right,
But we didn't receive a follow-up letter to say there was a mistake. It's May 9th. So we thought we better come back out and do this podcast to let you know that, confirmed by the Department of Hawaiian Homelands in Waimea, Waimea Nui and Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association's meeting regarding DOI is May 9th.
Yeah.
So for those who are just coming in, I'm going to go ahead and read this first letter. The first letter that we got was actually an email. And so I'm going to read this piece of information, and then we're going to read the second one. The first one is Waimea Nui is a community development initiative established to empower the Native Hawaiian people of Waimea region, South Kohala, Waipio Valley, Hamakua, with the ultimate goal of self-governance and self-determination. We are seeking to be a Hawaiian homestead regional government outside of the state of Hawaii and U.S. federal laws. In 1969, the Shakopee Midwakatani Sioux community gained federal recognition as a tribe. They created a government and developed an economic system with the assistance and guidance of the Department of Interior, similar to the process that the Shakopee tribe followed. Waimea Nui is forming an independent self-governing body with a charter constitution. Federal law under 43 CFR Part 48.6 defines this entity. Part 50 provides procedures for reestablishing a formal government-to-government relationship with the Native Hawaiian community. Waimea Nui plans to build an agricultural park, equestrian center, cemetery, golf, driving range, with food and beverage facilities, water bottle planting, a water bottle plant, a recycling center, etc. Governor Abercrombie set aside $3.5 million for this project, and some of those resources have already been expended towards the infrastructure at Waimea Nui. Please come to our next quarterly meeting which is May 9th.
It says
But it
May
says
2nd.
here, it says May 2nd.
At Kuhiohale.
At Kuhiohale, another date to remember is the election date, May 11th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Tutu's house. So this is a letter we got in the email. And this letter we actually received through the post office. This is the president's message. Oh, good grief. I lost it. Hold on.
Okay, so just to clarify, we're not part of Waimea Nui. We're just reading the letters that Waimea Nui put up. So.
Right. Aloha homesteaders and beneficiaries of the Waimea Nui region. I'm writing to inform you of a very important Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association quarterly meeting coming up on May 2nd. Between 5:30 to 6:30, we'll have dinner, and 6:30 the meeting will begin. A very brief report will be made by division leaders to update homesteaders and beneficiaries of our progress on the homestead to include the Waimea Nui Community Initiative on our 161 acres of homestead community lands. At 7 o'clock, we will start the informational presentation of 2 committees established by our association earlier this year on the review of a constitutional charter and our voter registration process. We will acknowledge individuals who have dedicated their time over the past several months by meeting weekly on finalizing documents and the registration as we take the next evolutionary step towards the ratification of a constitutional charter. The review of these finalized documents will be made to the members at this meeting, and an explanation document of questions and answers will be gone over prior to questions being taken from the general membership. For those members who have been attending our quarterly meetings, this will not be new information to you. For homesteaders and beneficiaries who have not been participating in our quarterly meetings, this may be a surprise. Through years of investigating the many laws and documents pertaining to our homestead lands, communicating with the U.S. Department of Justice and Department of Interior, the Election Board of Directors have come to the decision to begin the process of a regional government representing the Waimea Nui regional and homestead lands. This decision of the board was presented to the membership at our annual meeting in January with a unanimous vote to proceed. 2 committees were created on a voluntary basis, a provisional constitution authority and a voters registry that met every week to finalize documents to begin the process. These finalized documents will be reviewed, it says on here, May 2nd,
Again.
Thursday, during our quarterly meeting. The board has scheduled a ratification vote on the constitutional charter to take place May 11th, 2019, Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Tutu's house here in Waimea for the members of Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association. The Board of Directors of Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association strongly urge each homesteader and beneficiary of the Waimea Nui region to attend and get up-to-date information on the progress the association has made over the past several years. A new beginning is on the horizon, so come and join us on the process of bettering the conditions and the conditions of the beneficiaries of the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act, Michael Hudson.
What is the region again they're covering for Waimea Nui? Can we go back in
Yeah,
that letter?
we
It
can.
states
It says South Kohala, Waipio Valley, and Hamakua.
These are not Hawaiian homelands, though. Right?
See, that's what they're saying here, so that's what they have to answer for that.
Not just clarifying.
Yes.
We don't have Hawaiian homestead that go out that far.
So, it doesn't, you can't just pull a few people together and decide to write a constitution for everybody else. So this is something that affects everyone, not just homestead. The other thing is, I don't know when they're talking about membership, because I'm not a member, but what made me qualify for Hawaiian Homes is not because I was a member of an association. So this is very interesting. I think we need to attend and listen to what it is they're talking about. So again, the date is not May 2nd. It's May 9th. So another event is happening on May 9th.
It's I'm just confused because both the letters say May 2nd.
Yes.
Specifically at 5:30.
It did.
At Huhiohale. So, and nobody gave anybody a call or any other follow-up emails to change the dates?
No follow-up. And
like to the 9th?
No.
So
I didn't receive any, and then the department was trying to get a hold of them the day that I went there.
Get a hold of who?
Mike Hudson,
okay.
The president of Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association, and I don't know who's president of what. Waimea Nui and Waimea Hawaii Homesteaders Association.
So we're just confused and we're just trying to clarify the dates.
But this is not something somebody can just pop up and do without it not affecting everybody. And I'll tell you what, when you have a Department of Interior, which maybe we need to go and look and see if they added any new things, new hidden things to their documents, because there is a procedure, and this isn't it. You don't just whip something up that's going to affect not only the people in North Kohala, but it's the entire archipelago, not unless this is the decision of Shaw, but I don't know. So we need to go and kind of listen. So again, May 9th is the meeting.
Just in case, because we live in Waimea, we can take a drive out on May 2nd and see if they have the announcement.
Right, we can do that.
We're not even sure. It sounds like they're going to do a side thing at the dinner, according to what you read.
I don't know, because they're going to do a
members.
recognition, right? But
I mean,
but they're talking about here in this. See, there's the two different letters, right? One says they're going to recognize people who have
been working on
this particular project. This isn't a project. This is something that imposes upon people's life. You have a right to have a voice. You have a right to stand up and say yes or no. And I think we said that several years ago. No.
Yeah, in 2014.
So the second letter says, come because we've made decisions. We are going to vote. And we have 2 representatives that are going to work on this Constitution. Where this other one doesn't say that. It just says at the dinner, they're going to recognize individuals. So I don't know what stands where, but they both say May 2nd. But according to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, May 2nd has already been taken, not by Waimea Hawaii Homestead Association, so she said it was an individual name, and not by Waimea Nui. So we can actually do that, just to make sure and verify that we're not, it hasn't been changed and then we missed the notification. So we were waiting for some kind of notice to go out. So Cami, you did mention that you looked at their web page.
Yeah, there's nothing on the events. If you go check out Waimea Nui, what was it?
Waimea
Hawaiian Homes Association. they only have the meeting for May 10th. So there's like a meeting on May 9th, 10th, and
the
11th.
11th. Yes.
So it's really confusing because this also says May 2nd twice.
Yeah. So they're having an election for May 11th. I'm not sure what that is. May 11th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It sounds like it has something to do with the Constitution, or it has something to do with electing individuals. I don't know. So, and if it's May 9th, then it's 9, 10, and 11. It's only 3 days. It's a 3-day event that's going to make a decision for all the Hawaiians in this area. So I don't know, maybe non-Hawaiians too. I have no clue how this is going to go. So, so I hope you guys come out on May 9th. We will be here on May 2nd. We'll stop by.
I'm confused because it's like you kind of almost got to come to both, just in case. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm sure everybody can't come to both. I don't know. Come on out. Check it out. And see what is going on.
Right. And so, do you want to call Kepa?
Yes. So, again, last week, the Waimea Hawaii Homesteaders Association sent out a letter that requested for everybody to come on May 2nd at Kuhio Hale at 5:30, and we discovered that date was already taken. So according to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, it is scheduled for May 9th. May 9th at 5:30 at Kuhio Hale regarding a decision that has already been made to start a regional government, nation government to government with the Department of Interior. So let me give Iokepa a call. He has been waiting for us. So are we good?
Yeah. I think we tried to clear. I mean, we'll post the dates and in the description. Yeah. You can call him. Yeah. Let me see what Kepa has to say. Just speaker.
Oi, aloha.
Hi, honey.
Aloha, Kepa.
Good evening. We are live.
Aloha kako.
And so we hear that some activity has been happening up at Humu'ula.
Yes.
Would you like to share some of that with us, honey? What's going on up there?
Definitely. Well, everybody knows that, we have Keawes on duty that regularly count and collect data. And so, one of our anakalas, one of our alaka'is, noticed that in the beginning of the week, I guess, when they go holo and just go up, that Mauna Road had a few altercations, meaning that the roads are digged up in the back and so forth. So this has been going on for about a half year. They've been digging ditches and locking gates, but now they locked now they're making one for the front half of the gate, and so that's kind of concerning when we can't go gather, we can't have access to our cultural sites. That was just one issue, but as the week progressed, then there was one that our alaka'i spotted, and it was at the bottom, in the entrance, first cattle guard. And so, with that being said, I think you can paint the picture, that when you see gates going up, that cannot be a good thing. I think the vow will kill it. case, the presiding judges, they made it clear. When you see gates and fences going up on your undeveloped lands, then you better be concerned. And so,
Right.
with that, so, there you have it. You have judges from the 80s, telling us to our access, our rights to these areas. Once those gates and those things start popping up, we're in the world of trouble. So, yes, those pictures that you've seen, those are real pictures. I'm not an expert at it, but I guess the picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yep. So
yeah, I wouldn't want to freak anybody out, but I think it'll be a perfect time that people call Harry, call Ige, and, put pressure on them and ask them, what is these restrictions? I mean, is this meant for the Kanaka, or is this, is this for the general public? Because nobody knows, but we only can assume that that's meant for Kanaka, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it's right at the first cattle grade. It's not for the cattle apparently, because that's what the grade is for, right? Auntie said that yesterday. It was kind of funny.
That didn't make any sense at all to put a fence up
double gated
for cattle.
Get the cattle grade.
So you even see how irresponsible they are too. They wanna block access of Native Hawaiians.
Well, that's Hawaiian Homes.
These are just extremes that they have to go to,
But you guys are legally there because Haleokuhio is part of.
Haleokuhio, I don't see that, and that's why I urge everybody. I know you guys went over the Waimea Nui letter and update everybody, and that's what it basically is. It's that successorship that we seek to awaken, right? Those who think lesser than 50% has no value. That's basically what Haleokuhio stands for. That is the communities and successors. That's how we move forward. We move forward together, not just beneficiaries. 50%.
Can you explain that? Because a lot of people don't understand what the difference between beneficiary and successors are, and only people that fall under Hawaiian Homes or don't fall under Hawaiian Homes know, like Hawaiians and probably Indians or Native American people. So can you explain the beneficiaries and the successors? And kind of go over it again, because a lot of people are still watching the videos, and I think it's valuable to hear what you said even from the last time, to reiterate.
Well, underneath the U.S. Constitution, as defined Native Hawaiians, little n, that would be your 50% and above, which is that little n which everybody sees. But the capital N, which OHA is supposed to be representing, which is the general Native Hawaiian who doesn't have the 50%, these are still entitlement, that the lesser 50%, their successors, anything less than 50 would be considered a successor. With that being said, everybody had an ancestor by 1920 that was at least 50% or more. Mm-hmm. I can pretty sure guarantee that's how high the numbers were. But the successor is the inheritor, and actually the equation to the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act that has never been weighed. They only weigh those who have the 9,000 total, and then they weigh the department, and they weigh Governor Ige. They never do weigh the waitlisters or the successors. Mm-hmm. So they only move transitionally, laterally, through the 9,000 homestead nonprofit associations that they have spread out through the state, with the governor at its helm and the department, the bluffer. So that's kind of like how important the successors is. It's that number that nobody really, they figure we would die out. and that would kill
in
the
100
successors.
years.
Yep.
Yep.
In 100 years, there wouldn't be any Hawaiians.
Yes,
Right.
so if the successors, if the beneficiaries don't get awarded, then they cannot jump the line and give the lesser. That's why we urge to put the kupuna on first. Because once the list is filled, there's enough for everybody from 50, 45, 40, all the way down. You get the picture. All the way down to the 132nd. Because those lands are available. And the next thing that will happen is we get it to our elders instantly allow us to work it. So it's a shared value that they don't want to happen too. They have to make sure people pass, and there's nobody to transition it. But the waitlisters, that's why anybody that's less than 50, they're not less than anything else. Nothing. All it is just the genocide compact deal that they created, and that they try to deceive that the lesser than don't have equal value. But that's where they're wrong.
That's it wrong.
Because it's for the beneficiaries and successors in perpetuity.
Yeah.
That's what I think people don't understand. As long as we are 50%, we can die off. But when you're 132nd, it stays in the trust, and it covers all of our Hawaiian people.
And that's what is it. And that's what was the intent, was 132nd.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that it was final, whatever you see right now. It's just that we had never renegotiated it equally and justly. Everything was all manipulated, right?
Right.
And so that's why now comes Waimea Nui and an old plan, because it's not a new plan. They're gonna, to their best abilities, they want to see something different with their life too, right? And so, we cannot blame people for wanting better, but we can also think critically of how is better for the whole, right?
Yes.
And so that's kind of like how I see what's going on, right? It's nothing new. It's actually an old technique that had to have an ending date, and the Hawaiian Homes Commissioner Act ends soon, within the year.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the focus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too. So thank you for that.
Anything else you like add on?
Well, yeah, successors, our Native Hawaiian family members out there, Kanaka Maoli, the politics of what's going on, the strength that we have is within our families and our Moku, and I think that's how we have to address it. And do we like what's going on right now, or do you like the way that the Va'a is going? With
Not
all these
really.
things.
Not really.
We have to just ask ourselves that if you guys don't agree on where we're going, this is the time to let it be known, because the beneficiaries and successors are the only obligation in the Compact of 1959 Admissions Act. The betterment through education, public education institution, for the betterment of the Native Hawaiians
Right.
and their successors. So that's kind of like the manao. I just want everybody to know that the only obligation is their management to the betterment of our health and well-being.
Right. We get some comments, Kepa, and maybe some questions. I'm gonna go run through them. Maybe we can we're seeing some people saying "Aole to Frederick."
Yeah. Well, Aole to Frederick, yes. Aole
Yeah. We're not
Frederick.
on that.
Because
That
every time people say, Frederick, you guys gotta understand the view that I'm looking and what we're looking at. We've lost loved ones who have been waiting, at least 3 to 4 generations, would be 100 years, in fact, and none of them received. And so, yeah, if people think, this is for the push of our destination, whether we don't agree with FedRec, or, people seek other solutions, whether it's independence or, the thing is, everybody doesn't like the stagnant of the water now. And it's unhealthy. And that's why everybody's pushing. And it's going to close whether we like it or not. Change is happening. FedRec, we're just coming out of it. I can't support it.
No.
Well, you know, FedRec is like a relationship.
Well, through experience, right? What am I experiencing now is the cause of FedRec.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're doing what we're doing now is because we've lost loved ones, and we have to make a point, right? We have to make a point to stop the genocide. We have a responsibility, I believe, and that's why we're doing what we're doing, right?
Right.
We have to make a stand, and people, I know people don't really understand, like the Kanaka thing. You know, it's like it's been exactly almost about 30 years, and from the 90s till now, that's all they had left, their window to shut this deal. They needed to enhance this deal to make it more sloppy and more longer. Hence, they just try to extend the state passing 65-year leases.
Right.
That just took place within the last 2 months. So, you know, I'm not really into the politics, but when you watch the state move, yes, they're passing these bills. These bills are meant to be passed because this is part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to be maka'ala, like you said, aole FedRec. Exactly. But to be honest, we are coming off of 100 years of genocide FedRec.
That's right.
Where we are turning this by the end of this year, it will be 20. It got revised in 21, and we are making our way out of 100 years of FedRec.
100, you're right.
Yeah.
A bad relationship's not going to get better.
No.
If they abused you in the beginning, they're not going to change their abuse later.
And so that's why, you know, we already know the picture, what it looks like, how our families are living, and it's us who is going to determine, right? Because everybody's wanting to see, you know, who is satisfied with the now, right? And that's where everybody can agree. You know, whether you're Waimea Nui, you want to go that way, whether you are Ka'u, you want to go that way, you want to go like Hilo, you know, there's nothing wrong with people wanting to move forward.
Yes.
But it's how we move forward, right?
Well, as long as we're not leaving our people behind.
Yes.
We cannot leave not one Kanaka, one drop.
You don't want to leave everybody out.
No, because it's
but
the haves and the have-nots all over again.
Too, right?
Yeah.
You want everybody to come
Everybody
out.
gotta, I mean, because we're still a part of, we still get the DNA of our ancestors. You get 1/32nd. You pure Hawaiian, brah. And that's as far as I look at it.
And so the number is 33,000, between 27,000 and 33,000. So if the 33,000 of our family members, our elders, get awarded, they instantly turn it over. So when we fulfill the 50, now we can go down to the 40. You see?
Well, you know, in 1993, there was a sliding scale that that Shaw had.
Yeah.
If we look at that sliding scale, we've already reached.
Was 93. What are we in? 2019.
2019.
And they said the sliding scale, if they started it from like
20, it would be 2020. We would be 1/32nd.
Already the sliding scale.
So the sliding scale is done.
1/32nd.
So the slide demo is done. Their data was insufficient, right? The data was insufficient because we still have our big number, right? And so these are the things, you know, we just that's all we can do, I guess. You know, encourage people to read, right? Read what is the beneficiary and the successor, you know, and then I think you guys will be familiar that, you know, just because your grandparents have passed or your parents have passed, waiting. That's where we still have the responsibility to pick up. Just because they passed, it doesn't mean the department is off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I mean?
That's
like
right.
It's,
because
you know,
somewhere we had a pure Hawaiian. Yes.
Yeah. Because the game was to wait them out to death, right?
Yes. That
the
was
game
the
was
plan.
to wait us out to die, right?
Yes.
And sad to say, the game worked to a certain degree. But now that we see that that's the game, we can start moving faster and working smarter.
Yeah.
And it's 100 years. So the successors, to me, the successors and the waitlisters are the ones who are going to make the biggest decisions. Like the associations is one thing. They're a nonprofit, a 501c3, right? So they already have their relationship in equity with the department. But as for the waitlisters and those successors who have suffered, all this wrongful deaths, right? If you look on the DHHL site, I think you guys can see, they're already talking about the wrongful death claims. It's a class action suit, or you can go independently. So, don't believe me, go ahead and look at these websites.
Go look.
But people, I understand, you guys are so mad at them and you don't want to look. Sometimes you just gotta fucking look at that website. You know what I mean? Nobody says not to do anything, but just look. Because they are knowing that you hate them so much that they'll post it on their site and nobody would find it.
Wow.
Well, that's what and they're smart because they offend so many people, they mistreat so many people that they end up just, nobody even wants to look at their page. They're so disgusted. It's almost like a smart tactic. They hate you so much, you can just do anything, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody even wants to look your way, right?
Yeah.
And so, I just want to urge every Native Hawaiian out there, big or small, if you guys have been following the trail of the injustice and the identity theft from Kanai'o Oluwalu all the way down to Kauinoa, this is it. Yes, this is truly the end of their rallying point. They have no more other room to run. They need to find a way to satisfy the breach of trust. They have to find a remedy to satisfy it. It's 100 years of breach.
Yes.
The only way they can satisfy it is to send the Kanaka back home.
Ayo. Right on, Kepa.
Whether it's by Moku guys going up without, right, or the Hawaiian going back on Crown land, because that's Crown lands, right? Aina is Crown land, so that's what I'm saying. We're the heirs. We're not just the beneficiaries. That's their term.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
the trust for beneficiaries, but if it's the Crown, then we must be the heir.
That's right.
And so that's kind of like the mana'o I leave everybody with, is just that, no matter if you're doing it on your personal kuleana or you go into the Crown lands, I truly believe we must exhaust every action as necessary, smartly, and as the best as we can, right, when we approach this, because that's only Keakoa and ourselves are going to help our way out of this, and it's right there in front of our face, right there in front of our face too, so it's not like we have to create anything fancy. We just gotta trust the process, and you know where to go, and you guys know what to do. And so I guess that's what it's boiling down to, right? Is that we have nowhere to go but to take control of our life and our destination, right?
Right.
That's right.
Mahalo. Yeah, that's a good way to leave off.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Sorry it was so late tonight.
Oh no.
Yeah,
sorry, it was us.
Yeah.
Was late.
We can get together later on. And if anybody else, you guys can give them our emails, and we can get together. If you guys want to go a little bit more in depth in certain areas.
Right, and you have all the documents.
I highly encourage you guys to read only 2 documents, the Hawaiian Homes Commission and the 1959 Admissions Act. Just read those 2 documents, and it'll give you a little idea of where you fit in and where you can be yourself and not feel out of place.
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah, good night. Thank you guys.
Mahalo, Kepa.
Mahalo, honey.
Yeah.
Good night. Aloha.
Aloha. Oh, mahalo.
Mahalo. Ai.
Yeah, no, Kepa said everything. So yeah, we're just gonna wrap up this show. We can put up all of the dates that we have here for the Waimea Nui meetings and what else? What was that? Oh, and if anybody wanted to get together with Kepa, he lives in Hilo. If you guys are in Hilo and you guys want a meeting and you guys want to talk more in depth with him, he's not opposed to meeting up with, and doing a meeting in Hilo or wherever. If you have enough people, he will come out and talk stories. So, take the opportunity to, educate yourself on our rights and the conditions of statehood, because that's where we're using their laws that they bound themselves to us, because they was trying to control our lands.
Yeah.
And they needed us to consent, but we never. And that's the thing that people got to realize, is we never, ever consented. And we got to keep reminding them.
That's right.
They still have nothing to stand
our
on.
rights.
No, they have nothing to stand on.
Yeah.
And we just got to know how we can manipulate the statehood, conditions of statehood. This thing, Mott, okay. You like come in the picture. But yeah. So mahalo for tuning in, you guys, and have a good night, and we see you again. Yeah. Well, this is our second update for Waimea Nui.
We are. So we'll have all of the Gmails set up so that you can follow through with any one of us, actually, because Iokepa will come anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to wait for us to type up the link, it's beneficiary.trust.council@gmail.com. That's beneficiary.trust.council@gmail.com. So
okay. Sorry it's so late. Thank you.
No, it's perfect time. Okay, ahui hoi, you guys.
Ahui ho.
Malama.
Malama.